All right, guys, welcome back. One more Kansept knives video for you before I get these all shipped out to the next reviewer. So thanks to Therapeutic Edge and Zach from Zach's Stuff for sending these all along. It's been great. It's a brand that I have checked out before slightly and did a video comparing Kansept to Kaiser because Kansept was started by a couple of people that left Kaiser and went on to Kansept, to form Kansept and all that. I did talk about that in a different video. You can go check that out in the playlist below. So let's dive right into this one, and we'll just start with the specs on this one. I've kind of bounced around a little bit on the videos between doing the specs first and doing kind of an overview first and back and forth. So you guys tell me what you would like or what you think makes more sense, because I'm open to whatever. I just want to kind of mix it up a little bit so it's not the same droning, boring thing over and over and over, trying to, kind of mix it up a little bit. So this is 4 5/8 closed. It is 8 1/8 plus overall. 3.56-inch blade, and the edge is the same. It is S35VN. The blade thickness is 0.156, overall thickness of 0.507, and it runs on ceramic bearings and weighs in at just 4.3 ounces. Super smooth action, not drop shut, but totally glass smooth. It's a very comfortable close. You can just shake it down once and you're done. We'll get into the flipper tab. It's got the same issue that all the Kansept knives that I've had have. So let's zoom in a little bit. Very nice belt satin finish. Typical Kansept. They have a serial number and the blade steel and the logo. This one is just totally tumbled titanium. A blued backspacer / lanyard hole. Titanium clip, the steel lock bar insert, over travel stop you can see there, so you can't push this too far out, which I personally have never done on a knife. There are a ton of makers that do not use an over travel stop, and I have not had an issue with any of them personally. Nor do I think I know anybody that has personally had an issue unspringing a lock. And they do put the name of the knife on the backside, generally speaking. Not all the time. But this does fit really nicely in the hand. Feels great. The clip disappears in your hand. It's not a hot spot or anything like that. It just feels really nice in the hand. The flipper tab, I should have talked about that when I zoomed in. Boom. It has some jimping on it, but it's not enough. If I didn't look at it and see it there, I wouldn't know it was there. That's how, you can barely feel it depending on where you stick your finger. So if I kind of really, on the tip of my finger pointing kind of down in this type of a position, I can feel it. But that doesn't really work very well to fire it. So really I like to have my thumb kind of here, or my finger here, and off it goes. Well, it needs, in my opinion, some better texturing or jimping there. I just don't get much traction from that. And on some of the other Kansepts that I've done, there's not even this on there. It's just totally smooth and your finger does let off quite a bit. So that's one thing I think could be improved with this particular model, as well as a couple of the models that I talked about earlier in the last few days. Other than that, this is a really nice knife. It's just kind of plain, which is a lot of what I like. I do have a lot of fancy stuff, as you've seen on my channel, but sometimes I like just a plain Jane, here you go knife. It's really just to cut and do stuff. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Here it is next to the Sharpie. The glow-in-the-dark Spyderco that I absolutely love, just because it glows in the dark. I don't carry this one. I use it just to size comparison. It's too small for me to carry usually, but I love the fact that it glows in the dark. What about the Holt Spectre, which I love? Stupid secondary pricing, but I love the knife. Might be tempted one day to sell it. Who knows? Make a little money. I don't know. Don't even go there. Don't reach out trying to buy it. It's not for sale. How about the FIF 20? And then we'll pull out the FIF 23 also, just because they kind of go together and it gives you a good idea on what size is what. Try to line those up. So these are much bigger knives. This is more the size that I carry. The 3.5 though, I can do a 3.5 inch blade. I typically carry 3.5 to 4 inch blade. Okay. This gets a lot of use. I have another Todd Begg Field Marshal that is just a PVD blade, but these both get a lot of use. That's more the size of knives that I carry because they just feel right in my hand. Not that it's better or worse than a smaller knife. I know there's a lot of guys that carry small knives. So, and then one last comparison here, and we will let you go and enjoy your weekend. The large Sebenza 21, which is almost exactly the same size as this Kansept Agent. So, really cool. If you're not familiar with Kansept, go check them out. It's worth looking into them. Yes, they're made in China. I don't care. So is we. So is Riot. And some of the best knives that I own are from We and Riot because they do a fantastic job on everything they touch. And Kansept is doing a fantastic job on every knife that I have seen so far also. You're missing out if you're not checking them out. All right? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Have yourselves an absolutely fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next one.